Hello friends, welcome back to this new episode. In last episode we have designed our cart page, and in this episode we will implement our cart functionality in our servlet. So there are many of you messaging me on commenting that upload this video as soon as possible. I think the day has arrived. So today I will explain all about the session and cart functionality. So let's begin the video, and if you are new on my channel, please consider to do subscribe on my channel and turn on notification. Let's go back to my Eclipse IDE, and here you can see my project is running on my browser. So let's go back to our cart page, and this is the cart page design we have done in last video. So now our goal is to implement this add to cart function. So let's go. So first of all, I would like to create a model for our cart function. I would like to create a model name is cart. So let's go back to my Java source, and this is the model package. So I'm going to create a model which is a Java class. Name it cart and click on finish. Okay, in our cart model I am going to extend it to our product model. So it's going to extend product model. So you can see this is our product model, and in cart class we need an extra variable which is quantity. So I'm making it private integer quantity, because when we will add the product to the cart, so you will increase the quantity in later. So I'm going to create a public constructor, default constructor without any parameter, and then I'm going to create getters and setter and generate. Okay, that's all done with the cart class, and I'm extending it to product class, so I can access all the class from our product model, just like ID, price, name, anything from the product class. So if you don't have enough knowledge about it, you can do a Google search about inheritance, Java inheritance. So let's go back to our servlet, and here I'm going to create a servlet, add to cart servlet. Go to select servlet and name it add to cart servlet. Click on next, and I'm going to edit the URL. Click on edit, making it add to cart. Sorry, this will be add. Click on OK, then next, and we need only to get method, don't need a constructor superclass, and click on finish. This is our do get method. In do get method we can set our response type, response dot set content type, which is text slash HTML, and also set our character set UTF-8. Now I am going to try catch block. Try catch is print writer out response get writer. So now it's come to the main point. So please be attentive to understand this tricky part. So we want to store our product item in our session as an object array. So you are going to implement product inside our session as an object. So I'm going to create an array list, object array list, and which will be our cart type, and let's say cart list. How to define array list? Which is new array list, and we need to implement this model. Click on this yellow bulb. Just import it manually. If it's not suggesting, write import cn.TechTutorial, and here is the model. Here it's giving an error, so remove the E. Okay, now we initialize our array list as a object which is cart. Then we need to get the ID from our product. So let's go back to our web page. So when we'll click on here, so it will go to our servlet and it will pass a product ID as a parameter, just something like that. It will be, the URL will be like that, add to cart and ID equal to 1, something like that. Give enter, so it's go back to our cart servlet, and it's now it seems not found because we need to restart our server. Then we have to access that ID first. So let's say integer ID, and we need to convert that string to a integer. So integer dot parts integer, and here pass the request dot get parameter, and which will be the ID. So we received the ID from the URL. Okay, and now I am going to set that cart list object. I'm going to create a cart item. So cart, let's say cart equal to, you can say cm new cart, cm dot set ID. So you can see that we are getting ID from our product because we extend that class. Then cm dot set quantity, which is by default we'll set it to 1. Okay, so our cart object is ready. So now it's time to check our session. So how to do that? So we can directly ask from the session. So how to do that? Two ways you can do that. You can create a session object first. So http session, you can say session equal to request dot get session, and from that session you can ask session dot get attribute, and we are going to name it as a cart list. So right now I didn't define any session attribute name like cart list. So but I am going to access it first. So if I got that this session is exist, so that's mean I have a cart list product there. So I will set another functionality there. But if I saw that this session is not exist, so in this case I need to create that session first. This cart list will return as a array list. Say array list, which is a cart type, and you can say cart dash list equal to sessions dot get attribute, and it gives us error because we need to cast it. So let's cast it array list. So now we got our session cart list. Now I need to check that if it's null. So check if cart list equal to null, that means I don't have any session attribute whose name is cart list. So if there is no session attribute, that means I have no product in my cart list. So in this case what I have to do, I have to check cart list dot add. First I am going to add our product to our cart list, that the cart list we have defined first. So this is right now this is an empty array list. So when we checking that our cart list session is empty, so first of all I am setting the cart product we have created here. I'm going to add that product to our array list first. Then I am going to create session dot set attribute, and the attribute name is cart list. So I'm going to copy it and paste it here, and in this cart list what object we are going to set? We are going to set this cart list array list. So just I'm going to copy this one and paste it. Okay, so now our cart list added to our session as a cart dash list. So now let me check out.println session created and added the list. So now let's check it out. So I'm going to copy this URL and I'm going back to my index page and setting up this URL here. So this is our URL and I'm going to pass it, and which is ID. Our ID is p.get ID. Okay, I'm going to restart my server, click on next and finish. Okay, so now let's you can when you will hover it, then you can see at the left side corner there is a URL shopping cart / add to cart then ID. So I'm going to click on here. So you can see that session created and added to the list. So that means initially our session is empty and then it's created the session. So let me change something here. Now we have the session. So now just go here to write a else condition and give a println then cart item cart list exist, just for checking. Okay, so let's refresh it. So now if you try to add this one, then it's giving us to the same list, session created and added to the list, because when we change on servlet, it restarted our servlet automatically server. So now let's try it again. So you can see that cart list exist. So if you try to add another product, it's a cart list exist. So that means we have a product in our cart session right now. Okay, so now let's implement that functionality. If does it exist, what we need to do, we need to get that cart list. So let's say if does it exist, so let's define it. Our cart list equal to this cart underscore list. Now I'm going to define that our cart list is equal to this session cart list. Now I need to check that our product is exist or not. Okay, so but let me check that how many items we have add now in our cart. So you can do a for which is cart c clone which is cart list. Okay, so I'm just going to out dot print which is c dot get id. Let's copy it and go back to our web page, refresh it and add one product. So it's added. Then try to add another one, so it will give us that our one product has been added. So that means we are getting that session properly. So let me do a comment here, because we need this for loop. Now it's time to check that if that product already exists in our cart or not. So how to do that? So let me test as a boolean, set a boolean value, boolean exist, say exist equal false. So initially I defining that product is not exist in our cart. So now I have to check. So how to check? So I'm going to uncomment it, this for loop. Okay, then here I'm going to change it from our session. I'm going to remove it. Then I'm going to check if c dot get id equal to the id we are getting. Do you got me? This is the id we are getting from our URL. So I am checking that in this array, go through the all the products and it will check the id, get id is equal to the id we are passing through the URL is the same. That means our exist is equal to true. Exist, and I'm going to out dot print println okay product exist. Then if it doesn't exist, then we'll do something else. So first of all, check it now. So go back to my browser, refresh the browser. So try to add this product. So session created and added the list. And then if I try to add this product once more time, so it says product exists. So here is a question is that why I am going through a for loop. So because our list has a function which is so if I say cart list dot in index of or cart list dot contains objects, but if I say that but it's doesn't work. Okay, so if I say that cm, so it doesn't work. Okay, because it's going to go through a specific by id, so index by index. So that's why it doesn't, our inbuilt method not working. So we need to check through is by is using the for loop. And now it's time to set our functionality. If doesn't exist, we need to do something. Okay, so let's say if not exist, we need to add something. We when the id is not exist here, so we created an object, then we need to just add that object to our cart list. So now our cart list is cart list dot add then cm. So then just to do out dot println product added. So let's go back to our browser, refresh our browser, and try to add this on this session created and added the list. Then if I try to add it again, so it's a product exists. If I try to add another product, so it says product added. So if I go to try this product again, so it says product added. And then if I try to add this one again, so it says product exist. So if I try to do that again, so it says product added. So seems we have some issue here to check that. So if I do that, it's saying product added. It's not checking that exist method. So let's come back all of our else condition, okay, and do a for loop for cart, then c as a cart list, then out dot println c dot get id, and just go through it, refresh it, and try to add this product. So session created and product added to the list. Then try to create one more time, then product exists, our existing product is one. Then if I try to add another product added. Then if I try to do that, product added. What's going on here? Here the functionality is like that we are oh oops, we are inside the for loop. Okay, so control X, then we have to come back from our for loop. We need to exist that for loop when our product is exist. So now I think it should work. So let's refresh it. Okay, create that cart item, it's added. If I try to do that again, then product exists and one. Okay, then if I try to add another product, so product added and the list is 1, 2. Then if I try to add this again, then it says product exists and 1, 2. If I try to do this on, so it says product added 1, 2, 3. So if I try to do that again, so it says product exists and our session is 1, 2, 3. That's great, perfect. We're doing well. So this is our basic cart functionality, and let me do some modification here. So when it's added, so what we are going to do, we are going to set response dot send redirect. Now redirect will be index dot JSP base. So just I'm redirect him to the index page again, but he would like to add more products. But if that product is exist, I'm going to give him a message. I'm going to create a custom message here, h3 and its tile. I'm saying color is crimson, and text align center. I'm saying it item already exist in cart. Then I am telling him to go back to the cart page. So create a link, href, then delta, which is cart.jsp page, and say go to cart page, which is a end of h3. And then when our product is created, so let's redirect him to the index page. If he would like to add more products, so now go back and refresh it. So refresh one more time, so add it. So it's redirecting us to the index page. If I try to add one more time, so it says item already exists, go to the cart page. So it will redirect us to the cart page. If I try to add one more again, so it's redirect us to the index page. That means it's added. If I try to add this one more time, so it says item already exists in the cart, go to the cart page. Okay, so that was the basic cart functionality in our cart servlet, add to cart servlet. So in this way you can handle the cart item in your session. So in next video what I will do, I will check this session item. So check this result we have added in our session. So we will check this all the product ID, and we will retrieve that product information from our database, and I will show that list in our cart page. So here, please tune on my channel and turn on notification to get notification when I upload next video. So see you in next video.